was pansexual, and I just wanted to hear your elaboration and thoughts behind that.
Really, you need me to elaborate what that means?
Because I am pansexual, and it means a lot to me that you would say that, but I wanted to hear why you would think that.
I think the answer was in the context. Nice costume. The answer was in the context of whether the constant question of whether Crowley was homosexual.
Pansexual.
No, the constant question of whether Crowley was homosexual or not.
Okay.
The apparent importance to some groups of people as to Crowley's sexuality. And I said if I was to describe Crowley as in any sexual form, it would probably be pansexual would be the answer. And it's, I think it's probably the better definition for me. I think Crowley just enjoys doing anything that makes anybody else feel uncomfortable. And that would be Crowley the best argument. As opposed to, Crowley pleases himself, I'm sure, but... Don't go there! But who else he pleases is his business. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Is that the best way of putting it?
Yeah, thank you.
Is that a reasonable answer? Does that,
I think so.
Does that sort of... See, I'd rather be more protectionist of this than I would be definitive. I think being definitive actually diminishes the context of the answer, the original answer that I had, because I think what people were trying to do was pigeonhole it in order to stereotype it, in order to make it important for some other reason, or to have an agenda in order to say. Because listen, I got sick to death. You want to be boring about this? Doesn't matter how old you are right now. This is not an uncool conversation. I was sick to death at the fact that people were using gay as a slur. A lot to do with language, it had a lot to do with the fact that some people from other countries, and it was a way of inflaming and trying to get me to respond. But the word faggot was used, the word gay has been used many times, to which my responses have always been exactly the same, which is, it is not acceptable to use that terminology in any shape or form. It just doesn't work. Doesn't work for me, and feel free to. Not that I haven't used those words, not that I haven't said those things, not that I haven't been completely inappropriate in language in my life. But the thing being in general is this. I think the meanings behind things can be really nasty and really dangerous. And I think if you allow people to pigeonhole us by sexuality, by colour, by creed, by preference, by politics, by religion, by any of these things, you're diminishing the human race. I think the great thing about fans is